So can you tell us how you got started in the aesthetic industry, and have you always had a passion for it?
So to answer the first question, I got started just by being brought up in the business, right? As I mentioned, my mother started the Gina Marie line, and I was about 12 years old when it went into existence. But leading up to that, I have always grown up in the business to some capacity. As a young girl, I worked in the business, whether it be answering phones, shipping product, working in our skin centers, what have you. So I guess I've always been in it. I not necessarily got started. And the second question, which is a little trickier, have I always had a passion for aesthetics and skincare? And the answer probably would be no. It was something that I just did and knew, but my passion lied more in the education end of things. And it wasn't until I went to college to actually be an elementary ed teacher that I had to do my first communication speech. And back then I was petrified to speak publicly. So my first speech was on skin. And it was at that moment, although I was very, very afraid in front of all of the students, it was at that moment that I realized, wait, I know this. There was a lot more to learn. I knew it, I was comfortable with it, and I felt that shift.
Yeah.
And so it was then that I then went to my mother and said, Mom, I think I should go into the family business.
There you go.
So the passion maybe was always underlying, but it definitely developed more as I grew.
Yeah. A question I've always wanted to ask is, how does it feel having a skincare line and brand named after you?
So again, I'm humbled, but it always felt normal because that's all that I knew, and when you know what you know, right? But as I've gotten older, as I've had my own children, and had the privilege of working alongside my mother for so many years as my mentor, I am extremely honored to carry the name. And so it was, I was the only girl, but she could have chosen many other names, and she chose mine. So I'm very blessed.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it is strange.
Well, yeah.
At times it is strange. I'll have people say, are you the Gina Marie? And that always feels,
the Gina Marie.
But very, very blessed.